And they're guys I deal with, they're friends of mine. I sell something to them. If things don't go right, they yell, we argue, we sit down, we figure it out, and then we go to lunch. This needs to be handled on a professional level. You can have disagreements, still be friends, still maintain a good, positive relationship. And I think that's important. I think too many times here, what we say in these meetings or what we do, we carry out into the hall, and we carry out into our community, and that affects our kids. And that's not good leadership, and that's not a good example for our kids.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just start with plain and simple, blatant honesty. I mean, get rid of the agendas, leave the agendas at the door, and out of that will come trust. I mean, trust has to be earned, and I think the way to start with that is being honest.
Do any of you have any experience working with collective bargaining and contract negotiations?
Again, I'm a firefighter. Yes, I'm a union firefighter. I was one of our negotiators on, I think, 3 of our contracts now. I feel well versed in contract language. I haven't looked at the teacher's contract or anything like that, but I mean, language-wise, it's a public service job. It's got to be the same. So I've negotiated. I've been on both sides of it. As an administration part of it, as the firefighters wanting more. So
I had some experience with that when I worked for the city of Akron. I was in the union. As an employer, I'm not a union shop, so as of lately, just when I worked for the city, and that was, 29 years ago. Things were a little different back then.
And I've worked the last 25 years for an employee-owned company, and we have collective bargaining.
Yeah, my employer is a unionized manufacturing company. I guess I've been in on some of the union negotiations for contracts. It's not easy. And there again, I think unions have their place, and that's fine. So, again, it's not easy, but it can be worked through.
The next one is for Mr. Crawford. You said that we must enhance school safety. Why do you think the schools are not safe and secure?
I think I tried to clarify that. I don't know how safe and secure they are. Okay, so until I know something, I'm assuming it's not right. Okay, so that would be part of, if I'm elected, trying to understand what are the best practices and are we applying them. So until I pass judge, until I come to that conclusion, I'm assuming that we're not as good as we need to be.
To all candidates, what have you done to make sure you are well aware and educated on the issues of the field school are facing? Example, finances, transportation, etc. I think we've answered that question for each of you. If you all agree, does anyone disagree?
I'd like to get busing going again, because I have some employees that have to leave early to run here to Brimfield, pick up their child, take them home, and then come back to work. So I have some, grievances with that.
Phil is losing a lot of money to other districts, including the Falcon Academy. It's the first time the Falcon Academy has been mentioned today. We say that we need to bring these students and money back to our district, but how do we do this?
I've heard multiple opinions on Falcon Academy. To be honest, I have not reached one myself. So, I guess there again, I'm sure it was thought to be a good idea at a point in time, and maybe that still is a good idea. I don't know. So until I was involved and would see if that is the best setup to have, it's difficult to give an opinion, to be honest.
Okay. Now, I've heard this question before. Maybe you've heard this before, but now you have to answer it. What does it mean to you? It's all about the kids.
I mean, that could be a multitude of things. I know I've heard that utilized and communicated by various folks in the school system. So, I mean, I think that's a great saying. To be honest, it's probably a little bit of an overused saying, I believe. So, but I guess that's my honest opinion when I hear that saying, because I really don't know what it's saying. To be honest, what does it really mean? I don't know.
It's probably a political ploy where they use the kids to get some whatever, you know, school lunch program at federal, state level, or whatever. They always use the kids as a ploy to do this, do that. And it's about our kids, but it's about our future. If our kids aren't educated properly, in the workforce right now, there's even with the current economy the way it is, we tried to set up another crew and you can't do it. The people are not there, the skills are not there. Machine shops, I hear it all the time that when this workforce retires, we're in trouble because we have no one coming up behind them to take their place. I hear from the construction field with framers, with air conditioning on heating companies. They have no one to come up after their current employees retire. Kids aren't learning this stuff. I don't know, they don't want to learn it. Everybody's on a computer or an iPhone, you know. And we have a real labor shortage in this country. If we don't fix it now, we're going to be in trouble. Because we're losing jobs now, but we're going to lose even more to India, China, and all of them. They're educating their kids and they're teaching them the skills they need for the future, and we're not. And there's a lot of companies out there with shortages and they can't fill them. Right now, I think unemployment's 99 weeks, and then if that runs out, they go on welfare. And we're in trouble as a nation right now. If we don't do something about these and start training our kids for what we need here, and I've always advocated that schools reach out to the employers around them, to the businesses here in Ohio, find out what the business needs are here, and the schools somehow try to offer that and educate kids in that, and our colleges in that. And then when these kids get out of school, go to college, the colleges offer curriculum in that and training in what Ohio needs. And then our kids get out of college, they have a job, they stay here instead of moving to some other state, you know, where they get a job somewhere else. We need to retain kids here, and we need to fix our education system to educate our kids so we have employees for the future. Because right now, we do not.
I agree to a point that it is a kind of an overused phrase, but ultimately, when you sit down and you make a decision and you look at it as a board member, you look at it and say, does it benefit the school? Does it benefit the community? And does it benefit the kids? I mean, there's times we're going to make a decision that doesn't benefit the community, but it benefits the school, or it benefits the community, but it doesn't benefit the school. But in all our decisions, it has to benefit the kids.
I've laid one aside because it's a very political question. And Ed and I agreed before this meeting there would be no political questions, and we would give no political questions, nor would we personally ask any political questions. So I have one, and so I'm going to stick with what Ed and I agreed upon before the meeting. Next question. Do you think we can wait to pass a levy? I think you've gone over that quite a bit. I think there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 yeses and 1. Let's wait and see until after we have a new board. Does that summarize it? Okay. Does the board have any impact in decisions about the reading programs in the field schools? If so, what is your plan to increase the reading skills in K and grades 1 through 3?
I think we have a say in the policy